Modern dating is a mess, divorce rates are high, relationships are very fragile, and true commitment is rare. So the question that every serious man must ask is this: what should a man look for in a woman? Not for a hookup, not for short-term excitement, but for a girlfriend and potentially a wife. Because yes, everyone has red flags. Some red flags are just minor annoyances, while other red flags will absolutely destroy your life if you're not careful and you ignore them. Trust me. So the real problem is knowing which red flags matter and setting real standards for what you want in a wife. And the sad truth is that there's fewer and fewer women today that are going to meet these standards, but you still need to have them nonetheless. And maybe this is just cope, but there are good women out there. They do exist. So let's talk about what really matters. What should you want in a woman? So the first mistake is searching for perfection. No woman is actually perfect, just as no man is actually perfect, right? So no woman is going to be emotionally flawless, completely healed, free of trauma, always rational, and always agreeable. And neither are you. And if you demand perfection, you're going to end up alone, or you're going to tolerate chaos because you're afraid to lose her. We all know how that's going to end. So what matters is not whether a woman has flaws or not, because she's going to have flaws, but it's which flaws that you have to pay attention to. Again, some flaws are manageable, some we can even grow and improve on, and others are just catastrophic and you have to stay away from them. You have to see these red flags and say, no thank you, not today. And learning the difference is the entire game. It will spare you from heartbreak, unnecessary suffering, and finding a genuinely good woman for a wife. So let's dive into what red flags really matter. Number 1, disrespect for men. If she constantly belittles men, speaks with contempt about male ambition, and sees masculinity as a societal problem that needs to be corrected, run. That's not a phase, that's a worldview, that's her ideology. So you cannot build a life with someone who resents who you are at your core. That's a man. Number 2, inability to take accountability. If everything in her past was her ex's fault, society's fault, her parents' fault, or the world's fault, and nothing was ever her fault, you're not just dealing with a victim. You're dealing with someone who will never be able to take real accountability and responsibility in a relationship. It's not going to be pleasant. Number 3, chaos instead of peace. A woman doesn't have to just be quiet and submissive, but she does have to bring you peace and not constant emotional volatility. That's no fun. Your life will become more stressful, more unstable, and more dramatic. And that's not passion, that's dysfunction. Number 4, her past. I know there's been this whole feminist propaganda that, her past doesn't matter. Why should you care about her past? Real men don't care about her past. It matters. If she's been with a lot of dudes, it matters. If she's had a bunch of relationships, it matters. If she's been in love many times, it matters, because all of this erodes the potential for attachment and for love, right? If a woman's been in love 5 or 6 times, what makes you think that your love is going to be so special? She was in love with all these other guys, and she's going to be more inclined to leave you, because what's being in love an 8th time, right? So if she's slept with 50 guys, what's the big deal? What's sleeping with one more? That's not someone you want for a wife. These things do matter, even if society has tried to convince you that they don't. Now let's talk about what actually matters. What are some green flags that we as men should value more? Number 1, respect. Respect is almost as important as love, because if she does not respect you, then she cannot love you. A woman who respects you will listen when you speak, will defend you when you're not present, and will certainly not talk bad about you when you're not present, and values your judgment and trusts your leadership. Without respect, everything else will collapse. And so part of this is on you to kind of command her respect. 2, emotional maturity. That doesn't mean that she never gets emotional, because she will. It means she can regulate her emotions, she doesn't punish you for her feelings, and she can have difficult conversations without exploding. Marriage is not always romance. A lot of times it's problem solving. It's 2 people contending with each other and figuring out how to live together. And you want someone who is on your side, who is on your team, who solves problems with you, and it's not against you. And 3, shared values. You don't necessarily need to like the same music, the same movies, or even the same food, but you absolutely have to align on family, fidelity, money, faith and worldview, and gender roles and expectations. Opposites do not attract in the long term. You have to have aligned values. Do you really want someone raising your kids that's going to make your kids into having competing worldviews against you? No, you want to instill your values into your children. That's so important. Most men do fall for certain traps when it comes to attraction. Most men chase beauty, youth, and sexual excitement. And yes, all of those things do matter, But let's be honest, beauty fades, youth is fleeting, and desire fluctuates. Character is what remains. The woman you choose to marry will be the mother of your children, your partner in suffering, the person you age with and grow old with, and the person who will either support you in your mission or sabotage you. Choosing poorly won't just end in heartbreak. It will cost you years of your life that you will never get back. So you might be thinking, okay, this is great and all, but are there even still good women out there? It doesn't feel like it. And it's uncomfortable to realize this. And the answer is yes, but there are fewer women today that meet these standards, and it's only getting worse. Social media has completely distorted expectations. Modern culture discourages accountability, and genuine commitment is now framed as oppression. I mean, it's so ridiculous. So if you're struggling to find a good woman that meets these standards, you're not crazy. There's not many that exist anymore. And that's why it's so important to become the most valuable, the most impressive man that you can possibly become. Because there are fewer women today that are genuinely wife material. And so if you're not one of these top guys, you're gonna have to settle, and it might not be pleasant. But let's be positive, good women do exist. They're just not the loudest, they're not chronically online, they're not out there seeking attention. They're often quieter, more selective, more family oriented, focused on values, and less visible on dating apps and online. They're not posting bikini pictures of themselves on the internet, so you don't see them. So kind of like I said, you have to become the kind of man that a woman like that would want. Are you that kind of man? Probably not. Neither am I. But we'll get there together. Here's the final filter that you must apply when you're choosing a girlfriend, or especially a wife. Does this woman make my life better, or does she make my life harder? Not more exciting, not more dramatic, not more intense, but better, more stable, more purposeful, more peaceful, and more aligned. Because attraction is what gets you in the door, but peace is what you marry. Peace is what you come home to, and that's so important. Choosing a woman is the most important decision that a man will ever make in his life. Choose wrong, and no amount of success will ever save you. You're fucked. But choose right, and even the most unbearable suffering might just become bearable. So raise your standards, but you also have to raise yourself with these standards, because you're not just gonna find the right woman by accident. You have to ask yourself, if this is the woman of my dreams, well, wouldn't she also want the man of her dreams? Are you the man of her dreams? Again, probably not. So become the man that is worthy of a good woman.